Well, I found another one. Had to take the starter off, and after got the starter off, it was pretty obvious where the water's coming from. So, gonna have to find another one. Sunset only had one freeze plug in stock, so gonna have to shop around and see if we can find another Kubota dealership that has them in stock. I got a part number now, so I can try looking up the part number, see if I can find anybody that's multiple, looking up multiple time zones away that might have one of these freeze plugs in stock. So that's what's going on. Thanks for watching. Bye. Alrighty. We're going to find out what's behind door number 2, because I have successfully come up with, if I can get him out of the bag, another one of these wonders. So yay me. So, let's see if we can find out what's behind door number 2. Because that is a big enough hole, I was able to just stick that thing right in there. Boy, things are getting ugly here. Let's see if I can get another tool out of my pocket. Come on. Not the miniature vise. That one. Okay. That was a fail. Oh my goodness. Poor Tinkerbell. I can't get enough leverage on that. Let me go see if I can find a bang stick. Alright. Now let's see if I can do this. Boy. Can't get very much leverage on that. The steering rod was on the other side of the tractor. I'd have a lot more room to play with. Let's see if I can. It's in there better than the first one. Yeah. There. There we go. Come on. That's it. All right. Out we come. Well, that is scrap metal. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Now let's see if we can do what we can to help cooling. Put a mark in there. Can't really do anything about that now. So now I need to go find a socket the size of the freeze plug. Alrighty, let's play this game again. Line it up with the hole and go bang bang. And that is a 3/4 inch socket that fits that. It's a 3/4 inch Craftsman socket, so different manufacturers could be different radiuses and diameters and whatnot. And it's a 1/2 inch drive. So here we go. I think we need to go a little farther. I'll go down just a little bit. And it's mostly in on the top side, but we want to go in on the bottom side. And the upper right hand just a little bit. It's getting snug because the socket doesn't want to come out of it. Okay, I would say we are in. I will give this the water try and see if we're puking out water like we were before I did anything, and go from there. Okay, we are full of water now, up to the top of the radiator, and I don't have a bunch of garbage running out of the side of the engine, so that's a good thing. So now I get the blessing taking this other contraption that's covered in who knows what all. Now, you understand why I couldn't see the problem? I mean, how on earth do you see anything through that? You don't see anything through that. I may have to dismount the camera so that I can put my hand where the camera is in order to get these engine starter bolts in. Okay, now I got the starter on, mounted and wired and everything. And you can see the first freeze plug is very visible, but the other two are absolutely, completely, and totally hidden behind that starter. You cannot see them. The only hint that I had that those freeze plugs were leaking is when I screwed things together, I had water running down the side, and I'm like, that's not good. So I could have ran it a little while, but obviously I would have still been topping it off with water, and yeah, I'm done topping this thing off with water. I just want it to hold water and have antifreeze in it. So anyway, now to put a few more things together and hook some things up, and I have one critical thing to go do, and that is to get the pallet of the track pads out of the back of the truck. So in less than an hour from now, I can go to town and I can collect some of the, I don't know whether some or all of the waste cooking oil from the Rainier days in the park on along the Columbia River in Rainier, Oregon. So I gotta get a boogie on and make this happen. So not very much camera filming, just making things happen. Alrighty, let's go do something that needs to get done. One click, two click, three click, four click. There we go. Low range, engage PTO, lift the backhoe, and the foot that wants to run down all the time. Oh, bugger me. I gotta go get my spare fuel filter. That sucks. Well, now I get to go get my spare fuel filter and install my spare fuel filter, because I tried to take the old fuel filter, I removed it, and I cleaned the garbage out of the fuel bowl, and now, well, it's that or I just try and reprime it. I can try and reprime it. I'll go get my tool to do that. Okay. Break the bleeder loose. See if I've can fix the problem or if I've royally made a mess. And I don't want you to roll anywhere now. I just want you to... So at this point, I want max fuel. Okay. What did I do with that wrench? There's that wrench. Turn it in by hand. A word to the wise, anybody that runs a mechanical diesel, or any diesel for that matter, out of fuel, don't wait till the next day to get the fuel system back up and going. While that engine is still hot, reprime the fuel system. You will save yourself so much headache. There we go. Let's find a gear. Yeah, they gotta go narrower. And I don't think they're gonna reach. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not. This is where those creeper gears come in handy. Of course. What am I hitting? What am I hitting? Oh, genius, you're hitting the pallet. Gotta love manual steering. Come on. Come on. That's all I'm gonna get. And lift it on one side. Oh, it moved. Come on. Oh. There. Reverse. Yeah. Come on. Third time's the charm, right? Ooh. Oh, I'm feeling it now. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, we're really pushing the limit here. Come back and we're just gonna easy does it, because this valve is not the original valve and it will do silly stuff. Whoa. Real seesaw going there. Felt the wind in my face before, but I've always had the hood on it. This is the first time I've ever ran it without the hood on. I rev it up and I feel the radiator fan air in my face. It's like, what's wrong? Swing that back over. a hole through the rope. Go down. There, thank you. Oh, I'm at an idle. Anyway, that's good enough. The original hydraulic pump didn't do that, so however this hydraulic pump is adjusted is at a higher pressure. It's over 90 degrees out and my timer says almost 12 minutes, and I've done a bunch of 2-minute videos before that, so I know this camera is about ready to shut off, so I'm gonna call it at this point. Okay, continue working on this thing. Just a short run to get the loader up. That'll do. Okay. Now to get everything in position to put the shield on the side of the engine. Alright, this is a tight fit, and I gotta remember how I do that. Maybe, just maybe I get it. Come on. Okay, now it's on there. I get it past the cylinder. Just spin it around. And then it's there. I get it. Maybe. Something's hitting. Oh, that. Then it goes in there like that. That's probably all you've been looking at is the muffler. So I'm gonna rig up this camera in a better spot. Alright, I think I got the camera in a better spot. And I'm seeing here I got this wire hanging down. Don't want that behind the shielding. Want that in there. Goes in on top of that. And intake. Screw. Like so. Take that one. Come on. There. Just a small rust problem. And I don't know what one went up there. I don't even know if that one had one up there. Oh, there's that. That can't go on until I'm gonna dismount the camera and relocate it for the rest of this. All right. Continuing on. Got that one started. And there's these little tiny things. It helps if you don't drop them because they're brown. Brown dirt and a brown bolt don't go together very good. There it goes again. I'm just going to hold it up there in front of the hole. And now it's got to go over the top. Yeah, I got another midget. Yeah, I got another midget. There. I don't want to go too crazy. Okay. Now that leaves the shielding. And let's see here. All kinds of fun stuff. So you've got the bracket. That bracket has to go on last. And there's this shielding. It goes over that there. And then there's some long bolts. You go through like that, getting your hand in there. How do you get your hand in there? Use your imagination. There. One bolt. And two bolts. They're assembled. Tighten that up a little bit. Slide it up there. I'll look around here for the next piece to this puzzle. It has to go on before the ever special piece goes on. That goes on there like so. And then all these little tiny that goes on in that hole, and then that goes in So this is shielding to limit direct contact. That didn't sound very good. All right. There's this special piece, you know. Wish you really can't see it from that angle. So it's basically, it's what's left of the chrome tip. And judging by the lines, it was either that way or it was that way. Don't want it that way. So I think I'm gonna go of course it's a different size. This just has to be a different size. Did I seriously? Do I have an oddball here? No, that's 14. That's a 12. Why are you not cooperating? No. I need a different size. Alrighty, let's try this again. Don't want to cooperate, do you? Well, I'll make you cooperate. There, that's on there. And I have this piece that goes on the underside. Of course, I can't tell. Well, maybe you can see me doing that. Maybe, maybe not. Of course, I'm sure that's a different size. Yeah. Yep. Gotta love metric. Got your 10 millimeters and your 11 millimeters and your 12 millimeters and your 13 millimeters. Question is whether it lines up with the other hole. And I gotta get down here and basically dang near kiss it. That's lined up. Okay, that's on. That's on. That goes, I'll feed that back up. And of course, I'm just blessed with this last one that I probably can't get in there. Good grief. Can't you just use the same size socket on all this? No, that's cockeyed. I've got to get a 12mm wrench to get that thing in there because of this arm that goes underneath it. Yeah, I gotta get a wrench. Alright, got a wrench. Question is can I get the thing started? I would have sworn it was lined up. But no. We don't want to cooperate. We want to do what we want to do. For crying out loud. Come on. I know it's there. It's through all 3 pieces of metal. But you're literally not going to cooperate, are you? Literally not going to cooperate. Okay. I flip that out of the way. It's not really out of the way. I can pretend it's out of the way. Oh my goodness. Gotta love it. Sometimes I just like to say hi to an engineer and just tell him. I just like to tell him. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Did a number on that one. Oh. I'm literally going to have to take that out now that it doesn't want to come out because I powered it in there too far. Okay. Oh, all the fun stuff always happens when you turn the camera on. Goes just smooth as can be when you leave the camera off. You turn the camera on and everything just goes boom. Alright, I'm gonna have to think this one through. Alright, I got it out. And took a little bit of doing. Had to pry underneath it with the axe and then pry some more on the underside of the shield. But I got it out. Definitely not putting that bolt back in. And now I have to take the front piece off. Or no. My goal is to only loosen this thing and then be able to get that bolt in the bottom started, because it has that bracket, and then put all the little teeny tiny stuff back in. I'll come back down here and hug the ground some more. Okay. That's where it goes. I don't understand how this is so complicated. It's just a matter of threading the bolt. Come on. It started, and then it stopped. That's the 10mm. Crying out loud, just make all these things the same size. Yeah, we're started. What did I do with the 10mm? There it is. 12mm. Because I can't run that one in with the power. I have to run that one in with a wrench. It's got this tube below it, and that stops me from before you say, take the tube off. Well, the whole tube, sure, it unbolts there, and it unbolts at the front, but it's also holding the hydraulic pump on the front of the tractor in place. So I'd be opening up an entirely new can of worms, and I'd rather not do that. I'd have to move that camera every single time I go to a different bolt, because I have to do it in a certain order, or you can't fit things together. Okay. Hey, it's mounted on the bottom. stick that one in the front. I'll pretend I know what I'm doing. One more. Really? You're gonna make me stand up, or at least try. Push that over. That didn't sound very good, but it's on there now. Okay. Now, if I haven't overheated this camera, no, but I'm going to give it a rest while I get everything out to install the hood on it. Okay, we're down to the hood bolts because we have a hood on finally. Isn't that a miracle? Got these special bolts because some little detail about you know, is it that one? Or no, those were the ones that hold the radiator down. These hood ones are shorter, and they're oops, I ripped the part number. 66711-54150 for the hood bolts. Then these rubber grommets, 34150-18180, and these parts for the cotter pin and whatnot for the hood, they didn't come in a specific genuine bag, so there's one. Oh yeah, good, there's two of them. If I can get it out of the package. So I'm figuring something like that, and that keeps the hood from vibrating. And then this goes through on the other side as a fail-safe to make sure it doesn't spin out. Now if I can get down here, of course I might want to go down there with the right size wrench. For the life of me, I can't keep track of a shiny thing on brown dirt. Oh no, it's not a 12. It's got to be something different. It's not a 13. Definitely not. Oh, for crying out loud. Well, I know it's not 9/16, but 9/16 fits it very well. So, We'll come over here and we'll get down here again. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Of course, if I have it that close to my face, all you're going to do is hear me breathing. Cooperate. Goes in the hole. And then okay, we'll try the other end if you're not going to cooperate. Hey, it's sticking through. No need for it to be crazy tight, because then it'll just pinch the rubber and into. And I can pretend I get that in there. Part way in. There. Side one. Doesn't do a whole lot of good without it on the other side, so I think watching one side is enough, because there's hoses on the other side and you will be able to see even less on the other side. So I will just do the other side with the camera off. Alrighty. I officially have a hood on the tractor. It's been quite the little project to make this thing hold water in the cooling system. So interesting though, I didn't notice it, but the bottom of this bracket that we got that's intended for a forklift, it's got these holes drilled in the bottom of it. And I thought that was interesting. And I was thinking that my idea for a hydraulic ram to bust up blocks without having to rip them with a chainsaw, I thought that was a pretty creative idea. But or an idea that I could do to make that work. Find an old box store wood splitter, preferably one that wasn't a full-length beam, but at the same time, the bigger the cylinder with the the lower pressure and capability of the hydraulic system. The bigger the cylinder, the more force it's going to have, even though it's going to be moving slower. But now that I have this up and running and complete, I will have the ability to get the undercarriage done on the crawler, because those crawler parts don't move around by hand very easily. I got them out of the back of the truck and I rolled them about 10 feet in a circle, but man. So, anyway, if you watched this far, in the future, this will be your sneak peek as to, I have some interesting stuff coming up that will be directly related to Tinkerbell, and changes and modifications and whatnot, in case, you know, anything continues to break or needs fixing, because parts for these old B7100s is not getting any easier to come by. So if you've watched the video this far, then this is my little surprise to anybody that's watched the video this far and they get to know that kind of thing. So yeah, I thought I was gonna have to pull these hoses, and I, you know, numbered them 33221144, but I didn't even have to do that. I had to do a whole lot of other stuff, but didn't have to do that. So until next time, thanks for watching. Come on back next time if you want to. Bye.